Hey y'all, I'm Brooke.
I'm Hilary.
And we're the Hoovers.
She's a singer.
She's an entrepreneur.
We're wives, we're moms.
And a whole lot of other things. And this is Hello Hoovers. We're back down.
It's back down.
The best baby.
I know.
Okay, so we swore to ourselves that we would never be the flag waving lesbians.
Oh, we were so cute.
Aw. Literally fast forward to 6 months after that, when I'm literally performing at New York City Pride with a pride flag as my dress.
Well, and I think it's one of those things where when you're out, you're finally out, right? And then you're married and you're like, check, we did it. You think, cool, I'm at the end of like our gay evolution. Come to find out, we were just like at the beginning. We were like, we were still baby gays.
We were gaybies.
We were gaybies.
We were gaybies.
Aww. I mean, I think because we were married, we thought we were like so far down the road. And it's okay, no, we were far down the road as far as did things that we wanted to do. But the mental, emotional checklist, the getting rid of the shame and going to the celebrating. And then it becomes, we feel good. We're in a good place. We've overcome so much. Let's bring people along with us.
Yes,
you know?
like we literally want everyone who's feeling what we were feeling 2 years before that to feel how we were feeling right then. And we were like, how do we do this? So we literally went from like, we're like lesbians to like, we're super lesbians now.
Like we powered up, like in Mario Kart or something, where you get to the next
the
level.
mushroom.
Yeah, and it's like do 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 do. It's like we were like lesbians, and then it was like do 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 do.
And I'm like lesbian Princess Peach, and I'm like, here we go,
here we go,
here we go.
Just think how many amazing levels we have, to continue down our path.
I'm so excited. No, but seriously, like we went from watching just whatever was, popular on Netflix to like seeking out lesbian shows, like literally binging the L Word.
It's funny too, because you think like, oh, we just watch TV. It's not a big deal. And now you're like, where's the lesbian representation?
Yeah.
I will track it down. I will find it. Like I've like bought you like books with lesbian love stories in it.
Yes, because I was reading just these books where it's just like hetero relationships and like obviously no hate, like you do you don't have to rub it in my face the whole time, but like you
Straight,
do you.
Like it's okay if you're straight. It's fine. But like just don't like rub it in our face.
Exactly.
We just really don't like. It's just like when you turn on a show. Like if you turn the TV on and it's like some love story and it's like a guy and a girl and they're like kissing.
Yeah.
It's just like, do it in your own home.
Exactly.
Like don't bring it to us.
Exactly.
I don't want my child to have to see that.
Exactly.
I don't really want to have to see it.
I don't want to have to see it over and over again. Like
and I just
literally
feel like it's just like the straight agenda. They just keep pushing it and keep pushing it. And it's just become like, honestly, like it's just too woke,
It's so woke.
It's disgusting.
No, but seriously, I was reading these like straight love stories and I was like, I remember we were on an airplane and I like closed the book and you were like, oh, did you finish that book? And I was like, no, I just can't read about any more like straight relationships
you
right now.
You were like the bar for these straight men. You were like, the guy is just like not great. And then she just like ends up with him at the end of the book and you're supposed to be like celebrating it.
Because he like bought her dinner once.
All that to say, I started buying you lesbian books.
Yes.
I was like, gotta start speaking her language.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you came through, baby. You saved the day.
Well, it started to be from like us being lesbian representation in our life to like wanting to be surrounded by it more. And also I have to say too, I look back and just how much has changed since we got married. And I'm like, our wedding was very straight. For the record, our wedding was amazing.
Yeah.
Like loved our wedding, no notes.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that like we've made so many more gay friends since our wedding. And I look back and I'm like, if we got married now, it would be like almost half gay people. Back then it was like 10%. Maybe.
Yeah.
We just needed to step up our gayness.
Yeah. Well, I think that it was really cool because I came out, TJ Osborne came out, and like all of a sudden, even if it was just on TikTok, these like queer country artists were like popping up and I'm like, there's more of us. Like, this is so much fun. And then I like reached out to Chris Hausman from TikTok and I was like, we have to be friends. He introduced us to Adam Mack and we were like, oh my gosh, we all have to be friends. There's like Angie K. I mean, Shelley Fairchild has like always just been like the girl. But I mean, I feel like 2023, like after we got married,
we found our gay mafia.
Yeah, we found our gay besties. And I think that it was so freeing to be able to have conversations with other queer people who have very shared experiences.
Right.
And like, it's so
By
wild.
the way, we still like straight people.
We still
you're fine. It's fine.
Straight but great.
Straight
you know
but
what
great.
I mean?
There's a lot of straight but great.
You know when you have like your grandma, and your grandma will just like make a very culturally like terrible thing. Problematic thing. And she'll be like,
but they're great.
Yeah, there's like this person, but like, don't worry. They're like great. Mm-hmm. That's how we feel about straight people. Yeah. We're like, listen.
Just because they're straight doesn't mean they're not great.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Straight but great. But yeah, it's been really cool to like, build our chosen family. Mm-hmm. And also, I think it's so wild because when people find out that you're queer, a lot of times they'll be like, do you know that there's a God waiting for you in heaven and you're going to go to hell?
Right.
And it's like, I don't know a gay person who did not grow up in the church.
Right.
Like, I do not know a gay person who wasn't preached that their entire life. And guess what? Like, they're still gay because that is the way that God made them.
Taylor Swift did in fact say, shade never made anybody less gay. She wasn't lying. But I do think that it was like so important to have those friends that we could talk through our traumas with and be like, okay, we've all been through this together. And it's kind of like this healing time in our lives where you realize you're not the only Southern person who grew up Christian who realized that they were queer. Well, and also it's true too, like we've been talking about how like, we've gotten this like more gay friends and just like articles have been written about us. We're going to pride events, etc. And because of that, there's gonna be like hate comments on our pages and stuff like that. So like, I remember when we did a joint post with people for, I guess it was our wedding maybe. And because if it's on our page, like we just got love.
No, I remember exactly what it was. It was when we did the music video for Sunroof. And it went viral and it ended up going number 1 on iTunes. And all of a sudden, I think I got like 100,000 followers on Facebook. And all of a sudden, I'm getting, I don't really read the comments, like especially when they're coming in that quickly. It's hard to like read everything that quickly. Like there was like 15,000 comments within like 10 minutes or something crazy. And we were getting texts from family and friends that were like, are you guys okay? There's so many hateful comments on this music video. Yeah.
Thinking we would be upset about it. And it's funny because first of all, they can go suck a toe, like who cares? But like outside of just like, ew, gross, like it's honestly so much deeper than that for me. It's not just ignoring the people that are saying things like this, which we do, but it's also, I think when we talk about our purpose, we talk about our mission changing from just being this little couple that's just there to wanting to like be there for the queer community. I think a lot of people think like you're changing minds and you're changing hearts. That's awesome. That's really cool. If somebody looks at our Instagram or somebody shares our social media and says, look, they did it and I can have that too. And or mom, dad, like I can have a family. Like look at this couple. That's great. But I think a lot of people think that we're there to change hearts and change minds. And I'm like, actually, my purpose, our purpose, I believe, is not about changing the hearts and minds of the people that are negative or the haters, but just showing support to the queer community, especially young queer people, whether it's kids or early 20s or people that are just early in their journey to finding out they're queer and coming out. I'm like, the haters, like, okay, I don't really care.
We're not really speaking to you.
I'm not speaking to you.
Like literally figure out your audience. Like they're not our audience.
No, and I'm not there to
change them.
To sit down and tell them why they're wrong. Like people are going to believe what they're going to believe. I just want young queer people to know you have a community. You have a beautiful life ahead of you. You have whatever you want, whatever you envisioned before you knew you were gay. 100% you can still have that.
The only boundaries that are on your life are the ones that you allow to be set on your life. And I realized that going through this journey, that the moment that I put my foot down and said, this is who I am, was the moment that people started to accept who I am because I had accepted who I am. And I know better than anyone that that is not something that you can just decide to do. You have to go through that journey of self-love and self-acceptance. Like you have to go through that in your own timing. But when you get there, share that self-love with other people who maybe haven't found theirs yet. And like, I do think that, you know, when I first moved to Nashville, my mission was literally just like make me a famous country singer. Like it was so.
It's fair because you.
I worked my whole life for it.
And you had been
right?
singing since you were 5, and you at that point, because you didn't know you were gay yet, you didn't have something that was kind of like for you to overcome, really. So you were like, I'm just here to sing.
Yeah.
Like that's what a lot of people come to Nashville to do. Is just sing and get their voice heard and perform.
But my purpose as a country artist shifted and changed so much during this journey because I want to be representation for people who haven't ever had it.
Yeah.
I want them to see our family and know that they are able to have a family. They're able to have a spouse. They're able to have babies if they want. Like there are no limits to anything.
And we haven't even gotten to like the biggest piece of our life right now. Like all of this was really to lead for, I mean, yeah, like getting engaged, getting married, that's amazing. But really our end goal was like, we want babies. Mommy, mama life. And like, that was the end goal. And it was like all of this catapults from you coming out. And that was, everything was hinging on you coming out. And then it's just been like, we went from like waiting to like, full steam ahead.
Totally.
And also before we really get into that, one thing that we really experienced was like how little information was out there about not just like IVF or like family planning for queer couples, but also like just getting started. Like
totally.
How does this even, what's step 1, you know?
Totally.
And I do like one like really important thing to me as we like share our story more is about getting the right information out there, you know? Cause it's like, to me, I'm like, I want you to feel supported by us, but I also want to like help people because we made a lot of mistakes not knowing exactly what to do. And also we just felt really alone in the process. If you look at the population, you really narrow it down like, okay, the queer community is what, like 20% or less of the community. And then you look at queer families, that goes even smaller, like people that want to have babies.
I think that the funniest thing is that when the day that I met you, I asked you if you wanted to be a mom because you just had this very maternal energy, that energy that you want from a mom that is just like, no matter what, like I got you. No matter what, like we're going to get through this together. You have that energy. And I wanted to be your baby mama the day I met you.
Yeah, you wanted to have babies with me.
Yes. Because you just had that energy and now you're my baby mama.
And you just manifested it and it happened.
I know. But it's seriously so wild because for us, we knew that we wanted a family. We didn't know how to get started. We eventually heard of Nashville Fertility, which is where we went to do our egg retrievals. We decided we both wanted to get our eggs retrieved. And in going to get our eggs retrieved, and you know, they look at everything in your reproductive system, I found out that I actually was not able to carry a baby. So it's so wild to think about. You know, I remember when I first realized that I was gay and I was a country artist. And like, I remember being mad at God and being like, why would you give me this dream and like this like talent?
It felt like your two dreams were
colliding
with each other, conflicting with each other.
But why would you give me this dream and also sit the love of my life in front of me if you did not want us to be together?
God's got a bigger plan.
But like, seriously, it's really, really wild to think like, even going back to the conversation with my mom, like the first conversation with my mom was literally, how are you going to have babies with Hilary? And what's so wild is if I would have not been gay and married a man and tried to have babies, we would not have been able to have babies because even though I had eggs, I was not able to carry a baby.
So you ended up needing to marry a woman to have babies.
I needed a surrogate, so I married her.
Listen, marry your surrogate. If there's one thing you should really take away from our story.
Life hack, baby.
Marry your surrogate.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like it worked out too because I think a lot of people would wonder like if you felt sad, like you were missing out on something by not carrying. And I'm not saying that what you went through wasn't like obviously traumatic for you, like learning that you had some health issues that you didn't know about. But luckily it did really align. It was one of those moments of like, wait, you didn't necessarily want to carry and you weren't able to. I was happy to carry and I was able to. So that was like kind of a cool moment of like, wait, everything's been kind of hard up until this point, but like, I think we got this, you know?
Well, and it was so wild, thinking about the whole IVF of it all. We would go into the same doctor's appointments to the same doctor in different rooms. And you would come out and be like, oh my gosh, my appointment was great. I have so many follicles and eggs. And I would come out and be like, so one of my ovaries doesn't work. And
I didn't realize I had like fertility privilege until this all happened.
And I didn't realize that like every woman in my family went into premenopause at like 40. That's wild. And so, it's just the IVF process is so different for every person, but we got to go through it together.
I also think something that hit us like, out of nowhere was like we always knew that we'd have to pick a sperm donor. And we always knew that we wanted someone from a sperm bank. We didn't want to, they call it like known or unknown donors. And knew we wanted to pick an unknown donor. And so we're going through egg retrieval. Okay, this is funny.
Going through egg retrieval.
I'm going through egg retrieval.
It is Pride Month, y'all. Like it is the busiest Pride Month of my life. 2023. It is like I just put out a single. I actually just put out an EP. And I'm playing prides. I'm playing country festivals. I had one day off.
Well, and we of course decide that I'm going to go through egg retrieval during this month as well. Makes perfect sense. Well. And egg retrieval is not easy. There's shots every single day. There's doctor's appointments a few times a week.
Every other day.
Yeah, you have to be really on your schedule, and like it's
very demanding.
And so this is obviously really smart of us and
great planning, babe.
So we have one day off, and all of a sudden I have this whole panic that I'm about to get my eggs retrieved. We want to have a baby soon, and we don't have a donor.
Yeah.
So I go and I sign up for a few sperm banks. I've never done this before. Like there's not like a pamphlet.
There's really not a guide.
No, you just are all of a sudden are like, how do we do? I guess I just Google like sperm banks. Like you don't know. So I did. I signed up for 2 or 3 of them, I think.
Well, at first you signed up for one, and you started showing me the kind of like, it's almost like Tinder.
It's literally like swipe, 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 trying to find who you want. And the weird thing is like, you're not picking a boyfriend. You're not picking a husband. You're picking the other half of the DNA of your kid, but you like don't need to be
factors.
The genetic stuff, but then you don't have to be in love with them, but you have to obviously have some sort of connection with them. It's strange.
Yeah, it was
strange.
And I had like a total mentee bee.
She did.
I was just like, oh my gosh.
Mental breakdown for those of you who don't know what a mentee bee is. Fortunately for you, if you don't know what a mentee bee is.
Yeah. I remember thinking like I was going to go float in the pool, and you were like, we have to choose a sperm donor. Yeah. Well, we also had to go through genetic testing, and you have to make sure that your genetic precursors don't match with the donor's genetic precursors. Right. We also knew that we wanted to have the same donor so that our children, whether they were my DNA or your DNA, were
genetically related. Right.
Yes. And so we were still waiting for my genetic testing to get back. So we couldn't choose a donor.
I feel like
we could look through like lookbook.
We skipped over your little panic moment here.
I told you I had a mentee bee.
Okay, but the details are kind of funny. So we've our entire relationship planned on having an unknown donor. We're going to look through these online profiles. She didn't feel like, it's a weird way to explain it, but she didn't feel connected necessarily to any of the profiles that were there that day, right? And it changes every single day. And so what happened was...
like, I can't do this. This feels unnatural. I closed the computer. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like crying.
Y'all, hold on. She goes to me and starts rattling off names of all of our friends that should give us their sperm.
Like all of our like gay male friends. I'm like, oh my gosh, this person could be really good because we're not super close with them, but they're great, have great genetics.
You went all across the board. I'm pretty sure there was 10 names being thrown around, and I look at her and I'm just like, no. We decided we were having an unknown donor, and she was like,
you're feeling desperate. And we're going to start calling our friends. We're not doing this.
Yeah. So luckily,
I have like a very stable, loving spouse who had my back. And she literally was like, you know what? Don't worry about this today. We can't make any decisions. We're literally just going to keep looking. Okay. Well, so we went from being signed up with 1 sperm bank to 3 sperm banks in one day because my lovely wife went out searching so that she could heal my anxiety attack.
Well, and that was really, really sweet of me, but it was also a strategy to cut her out of the decision making for a while, just so that I could, keep her out while I figured out what we were going to do.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, I signed up for a few other sperm banks, and I was like, I'm going to filter through them on my own and then only bring her like really good possible options.
Yes.
So a few weeks later.
Okay. So this is the craziest story ever. We are getting our nails done for Pride. we are sitting in the pedicure chair and I get my genetic testing back. I have no genetic precursors, so I can choose whatever donor. And so
we find this out like in that moment.
Yes. 15 minutes later,
Yeah.
Hilary is scrolling through one of the lookbooks.
Okay, so you know how like if you're sitting in a nail salon or pretty much if you're doing anything and you scroll through your socials, like that's what you do to pass the time. Well, at this part of my life, I was scrolling through sperm banks. So like every day I was like checking my email for like, are there any new donors today? Like it was a very weird time in my life. But
yes.
Anyway, so I find.
So she doesn't hype this donor up. She just kind of turns the phone and she's like, oh, this guy looks pretty good.
Meanwhile, I'm like, this guy's perfect, but I had to play it, right? To kind of like, get Brooke to be into it.
Yes. So I am literally reading this profile and they give you everything. Like I know more about our sperm donor than I know about your family genetics and like your high school GPA. Like I don't know that. Mm-hmm. I feel like I don't know where things went in college for me either.
Fair.
But no, seriously, like you know so much about this donor. And we're looking through pictures and we're like, oh my gosh, he seriously looks like he could be a part of our family. He just like felt familiar.
Yeah.
And he was like, you could just tell he was like a great spirit.
He felt somebody who could be like a brother to either one of us.
Yes.
And that was the best way to look at it, I think, at that time was like, who do we feel connected to and would, feel like was a part of our world on either of our families.
Totally. And so
also, it's also just gut.
It's total
There's also
gut.
just this moment of like, this
I'm a gut
right.
girl.
I know.
I'm like all about intuition. I'm all about gut. And I just felt it. It was like, oh my gosh, like this is our donor. And I looked at Hilary and I had like tears in my eyes. And she said, is there anything missing for you? And I said, no. Is there anything missing for you? And she said, no. And we just start sobbing at the nail salon.
Yeah, but as we're sobbing, I'm going on the sperm bank and going, add to cart.
No, we are literally like, add to cart right now. Get as many sperms as you can. Get as many vials of sperm as you can. Like,
so
this
ridiculous.
is an SOS. We need this right now. Buy them all.
I feel like when people ask us about like getting a sperm donor, they're like, so then what do you do once you picked the guy? And I'm like, it's like you're on Amazon. You literally like, how many are we going to get? Okay, this is how many. Add to cart.
No, it's literally like item, add to cart. Then it's literally like quantity.
Yeah.
3. Mm-hmm. We were freaking out. Mm-hmm. I'm crying. She's crying. Our nail tech is like, oh my God, are you guys okay? And we're like, it's good tears. It's happy tears. It's okay. It was the craziest moment because like, you know what it was kind of like? It was kind of like Black Friday. When you were like, this is the ticket, like this is the sperm that everyone wants, we gotta get it. Like I would have fought for that sperm. Like I would have been the mom that's going to get the Furby. Like I would have been that mom at Walmart. If I had to go and like Black Friday this sperm.
Hey honey.
Yeah.
If I was a betting woman.
Yeah.
When we started doing this today, I never would have thought that we would be talking about a Furby or comparing buying sperm to you running and getting a Furby Black Friday. So I just like don't know how we got here. I'm just not even sure how we got here.
I'm just saying like it was a frenzy. We had to get that sperm and we had to get it quick.
How many times are we saying the word sperm in one
As
podcast?
many times as we need to.
Can we say
it was perfect?
Can we move on and not say the word sperm one more time the rest of this episode?
Our donor is the bomb.
Yes. So all that to say, the reason we know our donor is the bomb is because we have a little nugget.
We have a little nugget.
Have we even talked about our boy yet? We have a son.
We have a son. His name is Beckham. Mm-hmm. He's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
It's been the wildest thing because people always warn you that having a baby will change your life. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like this negative, I don't know. It always feels like a little negative.
I feel like it's more of like
a warning.
Like a beware. Yeah.
He has changed our life, but in the greatest ways. Mm-hmm. Like he makes us laugh all day long.
Yeah, we really do.
I feel like the things that we thought were going to be hard are easy, and the things we thought were going to be easy are hard.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, we don't fight about parenting. Mm-mm. Like, I trust you so much, and you trust me so much when it comes to parenting that we just don't fight about that. With that being said, I feel like he takes up so much of our brain space.
I think we love him too much.
I think we love him too much.
I think we love him a little too much because it is one of those things where we've been, so solid from day one. Obviously, had our ups and downs just like anybody else, but going into having a baby, it was just like, oh, how do you make all the decisions and how do you make sure they're okay and all the things? And it's like so much of that. Obviously, we have normal anxieties that parents have, but a lot of that has come so naturally to us.
Yeah.
But I think what people say, it's like you got to find room for each other. And of course, like we are together all the time, but like sometimes you do get to the end of the day and you're like, we had so much fun today. It was a blast. We got to hang out with Becca and we did this and we did that. And you're like, wait, did we wife or did we just mom together?
Totally,
you know? And I think that's been the biggest learning experience, I think, because...
Well, you know what saved us?
What?
Sleep training.
Yes.
Sleep training literally has been everything because we have 4 hours at the end of the night where he's sleeping.
So I don't know if y'all
and
caught
we
this,
just get to be wives.
This is a baby monitor. We are filming this podcast at our house and luckily our baby is sleeping during it. That's what happens when... You don't have family that lives in town. So, we got to try to figure out a way to do it all in one place. But he is sleeping right in front of us right now. And we're trying to, keep an eye on him while we tell our love story. But it's just been the coolest thing.
It's been such a fun experience. And I think that in the beginning, before you got pregnant, I think... I never really worried about being the non-caring mom because I have nieces and nephews that I would literally die for. But I did wonder, like, would you guys be closer because you were carrying him in your body for 9 months? And I just never felt that way one time. It was almost like because he was living in you that it felt like he was almost you. Like he was like a part of you.
Like it's almost like I was too close to him and then you got to like love us both or something.
Yeah. But like when he was in your belly, like I felt so connected to him.
Yeah,
like every time I would talk to him, he would kick me.
Do you remember why you cried when the first day we heard his heartbeat?
Oh God.
It's too much. Yeah. So what happened was
he kicked for the first time at 20 weeks.
Yes. And we saw an ultrasound that day. Yeah. And we went home and you were like touching my belly and you felt him.
And he kicked me.
And you started crying.
And I started crying. And I thought I was being super inconspicuous about it. And Hilary looks at me and she's like, baby, why are you crying?
If you had to guess why she was crying, you would think it would just be like this sweet thing. And I finally feel him and it's so great. No, she cried and she said, cause he's in there alone. Literally. And I was like, yeah. Like, you want me to have twins? And she's like, no, I'm just picturing him in there, like snuggling. And he's just like, he's by himself.
And I said, responded,
honey, he could not possibly be closer to me. He is inside of my body. We are snuggling. My uterus
is hugging him right now.
We are snuggling. He is in there. He's not alone. I'm right there with him.
You know what's so wild is like, you obviously have like pregnancy hormones. I feel like somehow they were transferred to me.
Yeah, you definitely had like pregnant wife hormones. I
was way crazier during pregnancy than you were. You were so stable and constant and consistent, which you always are.
Thank you.
And I'm, the butterfly over here. And
we just had a lot of feelings. It was our first baby. We were also extremely fortunate. So as much as IVF is crazy, and I hope that we do get a chance to talk further about it, because I think a lot of people that we communicate with are like, I want to have a family, but it's overwhelming. And what I really want to do is get a chance to dive deeper into like what that process looked like, what we wish we would have done differently. But a conversation for another time. But we were very lucky in that we had our embryos. So you had your embryos, I had mine. They put them together into kind of one file, and we asked them to transfer the healthiest embryo. We didn't know whose DNA that our first embryo transfer was. We still don't know who the DNA of our embryo transfer. And it took, and our first embryo transfer ended up being our first baby. And I think that we are very aware that even though there's so much we've gone through that has been like hard or whatever, like we know how lucky we are that it took, and that he's here and he's healthy, and that I had a healthy pregnancy. And despite the fact that my birth story ended up being kind of a mess, which I'm sure we'll get into at some point too, but I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's go pop out a bunch of babies.
No, literally. She's like, let's go again. And like you said, your birth experience was pretty traumatic, and I'm still traumatized. This is what I'm saying. Like, things happen to you, and I feel like I feel them more dramatically than you do.
Okay, so I think another thing that's so interesting is, and this is state by state, so this depends on where you live and what your experience is, but so one thing that we really didn't know about. So I give birth, our baby boy comes out, then comes recovery and paperwork and all that kind of stuff. And Brooke goes to fill out our paperwork, and we live in the state of Tennessee. And, I'm sure that, that's what the state of Tennessee doesn't exactly, know how to recognize same-sex couples. So Brooke is filling out the birth certificate information, and it says like mother. And so she wrote my name, and then it says father. So she crossed out all the fathers, right? And wrote her own name throughout the whole form. So there's like several pages, and every time there was father, she crossed it out and wrote mother. Well, the woman who was in charge of the paperwork came back and was like, actually, sorry, but like the state of Tennessee doesn't recognize mothers on birth certificates.
And she literally said like, you have to go to court if you want to get this changed.
Yeah. So that was something that we learned through this experience. And
so for the first 10 months of his life,
you were father.
I was like, call me daddy.
So for
literally
so
call
for
me
the
daddy.
first year of his life, so we celebrated Father's Day. I mean, here's the thing. It's awful. It sucks. It shouldn't be this way. But at the same time, we're like, listen, we can either cry about it or laugh about it. So we celebrated Father's Day. I got her hat that says dad on it. She has like all this dad gear, all this Father's Day gear. And it's become this running joke that like Brooke is a dad. So all of our friends know Brooke as like, Happy Father's Day. And like,
I literally got text messages from our friends that said Happy Father's Day.
I mean, they all call you dad.
Thing. They call me dad now.
Yeah.
I have to tell them about London.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. You guys.
So Brooke doesn't really know what to do when she gets hit on.
Oh my God. Well, I'm just so married. I'm so married. I don't even give off a single vibe. But we are in London with our lesbian friends. We're at a pub. We're ordering dinner.
I'm like 7 months pregnant.
You are so pregnant. I mean, it is like a full bum. And we're standing at the bar ordering food. And this man comes up to me and he starts trying to flirt with me. And he was like, hey, what do you want for a shot? And I was like, actually, I'm not drinking tonight. I'm just like ordering food at the bar. And he was like, I'm buying you a shot. And I was like,
no, you're not.
Like I said, like you can get me a shot, but I'm not going to take it. You're just going to get a double for yourself. And I was just like trying to be playful with him. And he was not taking no for an answer. And he was like, why aren't you drinking? And I stepped back. And that put him in eyesight of Hilary, who was so pregnant. And I said, oh, well, I'm not drinking in solidarity with my wife.
My pregnant wife, yeah. And you like gestured towards me, and I remember his eyes like shifting over to me.
His eyes got like cartoon animal big. And he was like, pregnant wife? Well, how'd you do that?
How did that happen?
How did that happen?
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I said, you can call me daddy.
I'm the dad.
I'm the dad. And I've never seen such a cocky motherfucker be speechless so quickly. It's one of my favorite things, making egotistical, narcissistic men speechless and uncomfortable. So that's one of my favorite, proudest stories.
You just say, call me dad.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Holy shit, baby. I can't believe we finally like told the whole story.
I know, like front to back, 10 years, like really laying it all out. It's just like, it's really cool.
I can't believe we've never done that before. I feel like we just went through an entire therapy session of like 10 years.
I know, we probably need another shot. No, JK, we're not taking
stop.
We're not taking any more shots. No, it's cool to like really dig into each of the aspects of our relationship and just like see how we got here. And it's also cool because there's like so many more things. Like we've popped out a baby, but like we still have so much that we're so excited about.
And I love getting to build this community and connect with people and just continue to like build this chosen family. And I'm also really excited because we have some really fun guests, some special guests.
We've got some friends that are going to come join us. It's not just about us. It's not just about our story. The more we've gone down this path, the more we've realized how much we all need each other.
Yes.
Like we're not in it alone. We have so many people that are along for the ride with us and get to see what all is going to happen.
I know. I can't wait to do more, baby.
I know, baby. This is fun.
It's going to be so fun. See you guys real soon.